All right, Keith needs a second date update, and we're going to do our best for him. Hi, Keith. Welcome in.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call.
Happy to help. Let's start from the beginning. Tell us how you met Julia and how the first date went. We'll go from there.
Yeah, so I met Julia at a Bengals tailgate. Super cute. Kind of shy, which I actually thought was pretty endearing. Beautiful eyes. And just, the more we talked, the more she loosened up, and eventually I got her number. And I figured, a couple days later, I call her up, and ultimately led to some drinks. Drinks turned into dinner, and then I ended up where I spent the night at her house. And, yeah, it was pretty good.
Short and sweet.
Yeah.
Didn't waste any time.
Yeah, and I don't know. I guess maybe I'm just not like the best when it comes to reading women. I don't know if I did something or said something she didn't like. I thought I was pretty cool, so I'm just hoping you guys can help me figure it out.
So, what's her story? She's obviously single. She doesn't have any exes lurking around.
No, I mean, at least not that I'm aware of. Maybe that's something that didn't get disclosed, and that could be the reason, but it didn't come up.
Right. So what have you done to try to get back in touch with her?
Texted her probably a couple times, maybe 3 times, trying to see what she's up to, see if she wants to get together again, but nothing.
And this is someone you think you want a relationship with beyond just hooking up with?
I mean, it's still early. I'd like to go on at least another opportunity before I think about relationship, but definitely worth exploring.
Right.
How did it end when, after you banged it out?
Well, I thought it went pretty good. I mean, stayed there through the night, left in the morning. Didn't seem awkward, just like, hey, good time. Look forward to next time.
And she concurred?
She seemed open to it.
Okay.
Right. All right. Why don't we take a break? When we come back, we'll call her up and see what her deal is. As second date update continues. Whole road has been fairly easy for Keith up until now. He met Julia at a Bengals tailgate, got her number, called her up a couple days later, hung out for drinks, which led to dinner, and he ended up back at her place where they hooked up. There was hope, at least on his part, to see her again. Seemed to think there was some mutual attraction there, but as these things often goes, reached out 2 or 3 times, no response from her. To his knowledge, there's no ex or no one else lurking in the background that may be distracting her, since he admits that he's not the sharpest guy when it comes to reading women. He's asking for some help, and we're going to call Julia and see if we can get some feedback from her and see what she's been up to and if there's any chance of a second date. You ready, Keith?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Hello.
Hi, Julia.
This is she.
Julia, it's Jeff and Jenn at Q102. How are you?
Seriously? Jeff and Jenn?
Yes, we're here.
I'm great. How are you guys?
We're good. We just wanted to make sure you were okay. We were worried about you.
Worried about me? I'm good. I'm chilling.
Oh, good. You dating anyone? You seeing anyone right now?
I'm definitely out there, like kind of going on dates every couple of weeks. I get a new little bee in my bonnet and I decide to go out and try to, meet men in the wild as you do.
I like
He's
it.
dabbling.
Yeah. What were your thoughts? What did you think of Keith, the guy you met tailgating and had dinner with recently? Got any feedback on Keith?
Oh, listen, that guy is an idiot. Like I'm good. I don't need to go there.
Well, can you help us out? Because Keith was self-aware enough to know that he's not great at reading women. So if there was something he did or said that put you off, it'd be really helpful if you could share that with us.
I mean, not great at reading women is definitely one way to put it. But to kind of take you back, like we met at this tailgate. We had a really nice time chatting. He reached out for a dinner date. And honestly, I was pretty excited about it. He's a cute guy. He was funny and nice. And so we decided to go out to dinner and a few drinks. And of course, one thing led to another. And I'm very embarrassed to say that he came back to my house with me, which was obviously a pretty big mistake. As things were happening, the things that came out of that guy's mouth were not, let's just say it's not that he can't read women. It's that he can't communicate with women and probably shouldn't be allowed near them.
Wow. What on earth could he have said that would warrant that response?
I mean, I don't know what you can say on the radio, but
well, we'll bleep it if it's something bad. We'll just bleep it out.
Okay, well then I'm going to put this guy on blast. He turned to me and he said, "You have great nipples, but your boobs are on the smaller side." And then he asked, if I paid for it, would you get a boob job?
Oh. If he paid for it, would you get a boob job?
Yes.
He asked you
paid
that.
For it. He asked me if I would get a boob job if he paid for it. But hold on, because this is like seared into my memory for the rest of my life. He said the phrase verbatim, "I like me a girl with big titties."
I'm sorry. I shouldn't be laughing. The absurdity of it is, he wasn't kidding.
I know. But that is exactly how he said it. It was that kind of like cartoony, "I like me a girl with big," I don't need that. Nobody needs that. Protect women from this man at all costs.
Right.
When he left, I was just still in shock. I was fuming because I can't believe that somebody said that to me, but I didn't know what else to do. I just kind of ghosted, I guess. I couldn't do it anymore,
Well, I'm so glad you took this call because he never would have learned. We have him on the other line. Keith, are you with us?
Yeah. I legit don't know what the big deal is. I feel like almost every girl I know bought herself a pair, and I'm offering to pay.
Okay, Jeff, you see why this is a problem?
Well, yeah, he's not getting it.
You don't like generosity? I don't.
I feel like everyone is a little bit different, but that's not the conversation you have on the first date. Regardless of how you feel, it's a conversation for later.
Maybe we can have that conversation on the second one if she's game.
I just feel sorry for you, man. I don't know what you think communication is, but that's just insulting.
We could talk it out. Work it out.
It's because it's fascinating to me that Keith, I don't think he is trying to be rude. I think he genuinely feels like he is offering you a favor because in his mind, he's got himself convinced that this is what any woman would want.
Keith, how would you have felt if I took your pants down and then looked at your and said, "Wow, you could really use an enlargement"? What if I paid for it? Would that make you feel good?
Well, that wouldn't be said to me.
Really?
Why? Because you're some gift to women? I don't think so, buddy.
You don't say.
I'm just being realistic.
Yeah. Some people are just destined to not get it.
I guess.
So will you call me later?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
We're currently watching Vanderpump Rules, and Jax just paid for Brittany's boob job. It was his gift to her.
Oh,
she was cool with it.
Really?
Yeah, but they had been dating for a while.
Oh, wow. Maybe she dropped hints early in the relationship.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you think it was the first time that he saw her naked that he offered?
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, I bet not.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having the conversation with us. That may have been lost on Keith, but hopefully there are others out there who maybe needed to hear that and can benefit from your perspective.
Now there's more people who know that there are trash people like that and that they don't have to put up with it. So thank you for helping me share my ridiculous story so that no one else has to deal with it.
And maybe not offer that on the first date.
Yeah, give it a month.
Yeah, or maybe never.
All right.
Julia, best of luck to you. Not that you'll need it.
Thank you, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, I love y'all. Have a good one.
Take it easy.
You too.
Okay.
Didn't you get an offer once for similar?
I didn't get an offer, but I was asked if I would do that. Yeah, that was a fun Robbie request.
So how did that conversation go exactly?
If I recall correctly,
You remember, were you, sitting at a dining room table in the car?
No. Believe we were in the middle of something.
Oh.
In the middle of hooking up?
I
No.
Maybe.
What the
I don't remember
audacity.
exactly what the circumstances were.
Maybe it was right
surrounding.
after.
Might have been right after. But yeah, I think it started. Have you ever considered? And
No.
I had for a long time because it was like no matter how much weight I would lose and how small I would get, like I was a size 0 at one point. And I just never felt like I looked proportioned. And I was living in Florida, and that's everybody. It felt like everybody was doing that. I mean, certainly 98% of the women in any kind of bikini contest had work done, right? So it was no big deal. Our radio station gave them away.
Right.
So
the topic obviously came up. Do you think maybe like
I had wanted it forever, and he asked me if I would do that because he had a preference.
Wow.
And I was immediately like, no, because he asked me. I wasn't going to do it. Yeah. But as soon
Not
as
for you, I'm not.
No. Within a week of us breaking up, though, I was at the surgeon's office and, deciding how big I was going to go and scheduling the surgery. Because I'd always wanted it done, but I was not going to give him that satisfaction. I wasn't going to do it because I didn't want him thinking I was doing it because. And what was really unfortunate is I never saw him again.
Oh,
never
he
we
never
broke
got to
up,
see the
and
work.
No, we broke up and I never saw him again.
Wow.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah, but when you watch those, like I watch those reality shows like Selling Sunset, Kardashian, all of those, everyone has these perfect round
Perky.
boobs. Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't know if anyone has
Yeah.
their original pair.
Well, I'll tell you what it was like. I had on this little dress. I remember the day going to the surgeon for the consult, and I had on this cute little dress. And she had me look at myself in the mirror in the dress, and then put on this bra that was the size that I was thinking about going to, and then put the dress back on. And I was like, "Where do I sign?"
Oh, really?
Like, where do I sign?
Hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah, without a doubt. But I got them removed and not replaced. So
is it different now that so when you got them removed and not replaced, you just had like a lift to bring everything back up and reshaped?
Yep.
See, that's nice.
Yep. Yeah.
Well,
They were,
Boobs are so funny though.
I had some
because
fun with those.
You can't wait to get them. And then when you finally get them, you're like, man, these things are awesome. And then all of a sudden they over years and years, I used to have size G because it's like they never stopped growing. So at that point, it's like they're hurting you. They're bothering you.
Yeah.
And it's heavy.
Right.
And then you get pregnant and your boobs during that whole thing
is
a thing.
And I gained a ton of weight. And
yeah. And then after you get pregnant and if you breastfeed or you don't breastfeed, that's its own thing.
yeah.